Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Drunks. This would be episode number 3.
Episode number 3, the epic of them all.
Now, once again, unfortunately, my fellow co-host is not here to host it, but that's okay, because I got my buddy, Brandon, aka Chetty, and you might recognize this guy from the Granada.
Fucking Granada.
You may recognize him from that.
Alright, so...
Well, anyway.
Obviously, we're dealing with guns tonight. Apparently, as I'm trying to, fix my fucking airsoft gun.
This is a fake gun. It is a Bretta 9mm lighter.
Mine's just a fucking epic little cool douche-ass fucking airsoft gun.
Alright. Anyway, our question tonight comes from my friend Christina on the Book of Face. That's right, the Book of Face, because I do not want to get subpoenaed and issued an order to cease and desist. Her question was, what does that guy have in his hand? Well, Brandon, aka Chetty, over here,
just call me Chetty. Don't give me
has. He's got his fucking BB gun that my ass broke. And no, I was not drunk when I broke it. I just got the wiggle arms trying to turn on the light, and it broke. Well, I didn't really get the wiggle arms. I just tried to pull it back and just fire it dryly because I like hearing the sound, and it broke.
So our number one thing is about any type of gun, doesn't matter if it's fake or real, don't dry fire it. Ever.
This is true.
Fucking ever.
This is true.
You never dry fire a gun. Why? Causes jams.
Then you might kill yourself and or a friend. That's why you always pull the slide back a couple of times and make sure the chamber is clear. So that way you don't get burned. Well, no, as far as there's nobody outside right now, but I mean, what's that guy got in his hand? I don't know. Some guy could have his dick in his hand.
He's got his dick in his hand.
You want to die with your dick hanging out?
Why has he got his dick in his hand? Because it's his dick and it's in his hand.
And he's trying to make himself happy for the night.
Amen.
I don't know. What's the guy in the next apartment over there have in his hand? I don't know. Honestly, from the looks of it, he's probably sleeping. So you know, he's probably got his hand in his other hand and he's sleeping. He's getting a good night's rest. But then
there's people like us who gotta fuck that shit up. Like, hey, fucker, wake up.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no dick in your hand.
And you know what? Put that gun down for a sec, because there's...
Hold up, I almost got it.
Because there's another guy like us with a drink in his hand. And you know what he's doing with that drink? He's drinking it like this. Granted, it's probably something totally different, but because it's not necessarily a trademark name, tonight's episode is brought to you by Apple Pie in a Jar.
Apple Pie in a Jar. So we got us fucked up tonight.
Exactly. I baked it fresh this morning.
Alright, you know what? Fuck the broken gun. It's going right here on the table. With all of its pieces.
Well, alright.
Alright, so our next question actually comes from me.
Tonight. A question on the spot from the guest host.
I know, right? Alright, so tonight's question.
Well, alright, Chetty. What the fuck is your fucking question, you fucking fuck?
Question is, does anybody else know where the fuck cinnamon comes from? We actually looked this up tonight. Layden, you want to go ahead?
Well, anybody can Wikipedia this shit, but whatever, we can give it to him right now.
But we can give it to him, like...
Right now.
Right now.
In honor of the right now guy. Right now.
Who lives, like, 2 doors down.
Yes.
Fucking drunk ass.
He wasn't even drunk, he's just a douchebag.
Whatever, he's drunk. We're gonna call him drunk.
Anyway.
But drunk ass. We're the cool drunk. He's the drunk ass.
Because while I was making the apple pie and taking the cinnamon sticks out of the container, I said to myself out loud, man, I have never seen a cinnamon stick in the wild, if you will, from all the TV that I watch. You know, it's just one of those things that's just never come up on TV is cinnamon sticks. Like, where do they come from? Well, where do they come from? Surprisingly, they come from a goddamn tree.
Yeah, we actually looked it up tonight. That little useless fact for everybody. That cinnamon sticks actually come from the bark of the cinnamon tree. They take the innermost bark, which is the freshest and the most potent of the cinnamon oil, and cut away like the older bark and everything like that. Cut away the leaves, and they take that inner bark and they dehydrate it, which eventually dries out and kind of curls around, which turns into the cinnamon sticks or the cinnamon quills. And from that, they can actually grind them up into a powder, which makes like the cinnamon powder that everybody naturally puts into, you know, cinnamon toast or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's used in breakfast cereals and just about so many other things that we use in daily life.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Exactly, right? So...
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch is very delicious.
It is. It is probably one of the best cereals ever made. So, I mean, there was so many, like, different things. We found out, what was it, 3 countries, Indonesia being the...
Indonesia was exports Indonesia exports 90% of the world's cinnamon sticks, which is awesome.
Yeah, on a yearly base. Indonesia Indonesia supplies most of the world's cinnamon supply.
But see, check it out. That guy driving down 277th right now, probably what he's got in his hands is his steering wheel. He's making sure.
I was gonna say, he probably has one hand on his gear shift, if you will. The other hand on the wheel.
He's probably driving somewhere for, you know, Christmas Day being this Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Day. Everybody.
Mer Happy Christmas, Hansa Kwanzaa Kamas. Didn't want to exclude anybody.
Fuck it, I'll just say it like how it is. Merry Christmas. Fuck everybody else.
Merry Christmas.
I'm racist.
Happy Kwanzaa.
I'm not racist. But it makes a good.
This son of a bitch just said he's racist.
I'm not racist. I'm not racist.
But no, you know what I was saying? Like, what's in that guy's hand? The guy driving down 277th probably has both hands in it. Probably has both, you know, his hands on his wheels. He's making sure he's driving correctly and everything. He's probably going to see his fucking baby's mama, or maybe he's gonna go see his mistress. Bow, bow, bow.
Mistress for Christmas.
That's what I want, a mistress for Christmas.
So in lieu of Christmas spirit, wait, what was how old were you? I guess I should say. Oh, how old were you?
You really have to ask me to remember something right now?
Yes, I do. How old were you, roughly? Roughly, because, I mean, obviously, give or take 1 or 2 years.
Oh, it's in the rough. Oh,
yeah, it's in the rough. Rough. Oh, just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. No, roughly.
Do you have as for anal bum covers?
Anal bum covers.
Anal bum covers.
So, the question is, roughly about what age were you when you discovered that Santa wasn't real?
What age was I?
I'll do Sean Connery all night if I have to.
What age was I that I discovered China was not real?
No, Santa wasn't real.
Oh,
not China, you dish.
I was going to say China. I've known that was real for a long time.
China's real.
Geography class, you know?
China's real, 100%. Anyway, what age were you, roughly, that you realized Santa wasn't
real? Children, he's a
Okay,
dude.
For all the families at home, if there's kids in the room, earmuffs.
Or just kick him out of the room. Kick him out of your fucking room.
It's already too late, dude. We've already announced it. Anyway, what age were you? And how did you find out?
Well, like, you know, I'm trying to think. I honestly don't remember what age I was. However, I do remember how I found out Santa was not real.
Go for it.
So, I was rooting around in my mom's closet,
As every kid does.
Yeah, as every kid does. What kid doesn't root around their parents' closet with a gun at work and they're a latchkey kid? So I was rooting around there, and what did I find? Oh, glorious day! Electronic battleship.
Nice.
Yes, electronic battleship in my mom's closet a week or so before Christmas.
Nice.
And that was pretty much when it was like, oh, so my parent, well, it wasn't that hard to deal with, really. I mean, I was like some kids that end up crying in the bathroom or in a corner and fucking just crying their eyes out for no fucking reason, like retards. Well, what about you, Chetty? What age were you when you discovered Santa was a figment of your parents'
honestly,
brain implantation?
Honestly, like, I've totally found that as far as like the Santa thing goes, it seems like now for the adults that it's more or less one of those things that the adults definitely protrude upon their kids to kind of like take them back to their childhoods. You know, most kids like remember growing up and thinking about Santa and like, oh well, if I'm a good person, then, or if I'm a good little boy or girl, that Santa's going to come and bring me gifts. And eventually, like, you know, people find out Santa's not real, it's just your parents and everything like that. But, you know, when you grow into be a parent, then you kind of, like, instill that upon your kids, and it kind of takes you back to that childhood memory. Well, I was, like, thinking about it the other day, especially, like, you know, around Christmas time. I think I found out roughly around 12 or 13, maybe sooner than that, honestly. But it was, my mom and dad got us a regular Nintendo for Christmas one year, and they put on there From Santa. And we totally called my mom out on it like 4 or 5 years after the fact. And we started talking about it and being like, oh, well, Mom, well, you know, how much should you get our regular Nintendo for? She's like, oh, well, I got her for this, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, you're busted. We totally knew that was Santa that sent us that gift, and you just totally admitted that you bought the gift, so you're busted. How long's, you know, and we totally, like, called her out. She's like, well, it's about time that you guys totally figured it out. You know, you totally called us out on it. It took you, what, 5 years to figure it out? But, you know, I was about, like, you know, 12, 13 or so, and she fucking called us out. Actually, no, we called my mom out. We were just like, you know what? We know it was you that bought it for us. Don't lie. And she was a good sport about it. She's like, yeah, you got us. You know, Santa's not real. Like, she don't know how to deal with it.
Well, I imagine it's probably, like, for some children, it's probably traumatic to deal with the thought that Santa isn't real. That their parents use their hard-earned money to buy their fucking greedy asses a bunch of presents.
But, you know, it's one of those...
That
was you.
No, okay, there are toads on the loose.
There are. Wow. No, I mean, it's
toads are loose, dude. They're just released, and
no.
They
the thing is about, like, you know, the whole Santa Claus theory is that, you know, yeah, Santa Claus did exist at one point. I believe, anyway.
Well,
I believe Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas, the dude that went around and gave poor kids toys and shit like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of, like, have to really think about it, because it's like the whole thought of Christmas is based upon a pagan holiday which celebrates the winter solstice on the 21st of December, which is Yule. Which now the Christian holiday is Christmas, which is 4 days after the pagan holiday of Yule.
Because that's when the Christians believe the birth of Jesus.
Where the birth of Christ was, but historically proven that that Christ wasn't born until sometime during the springtime, roughly around April or May.
What the hell?
So,
dude.
It's kind
of. What the hell would we call it if fucking the alleged Virgin Mary gave birth in the fucking desert, like, and baby Jesus went rolling down a fucking dune? Doomsday?
What? Wow. Really? Wow. You're taking a whole totally, like, historic aspect of, like, most people's, like, religious beliefs. And you're taking that historical aspect and totally...
Horse shit!
And you're totally, like, making a crack at it. That's fucking genius. I like that. I definitely like that.
Real
But no,
man of genius.
Real man of genius.
That's what I'm saying, dude. What
Mr. Jesus think he rolled down a dune, man.
Seriously, they would call it Dunes Day.
They probably would.
Instead of they call it Dunes Day. On this day of Dunes Day,
they would.
The Lord, baby Jesus Christ, rolled down a mound of sand and fell in this chick's lap, and she's like,
"This is the first time in
history. I'm lactating." She just happens to be lactating at the time a baby lands in her lap.
Honestly, man, this is the first time in history that if you ever think about it, most people usually take their birthdays as like, okay, I was born on this day at this time. This is my birthday, right? I was born on August 10th, 1985. That was the day I was born. That is my birthday.
May 16th, 1984 for myself.
Okay, so that is our birthdays, right?
Yeah.
What other person do you know in the world who honestly goes, okay, well, I was born on, like, April something, but I'm going to celebrate it in December of the previous year? How many people? None. Because this is a Christian holiday that is totally based around the entire pagan holiday of Yule, where they celebrate burning a Yule log and they celebrate the coming of the new king, right? Because every year they have a new king. At the beginning of the year, they have a new king that is born. Halfway through the year,
their castle defenses must suck if they gotta renew a king every year.
No, I mean it's nothing like that. I mean, it's like if you actually look at like the historical aspect of the pagan religion, it's like each year there's a new king, and at the beginning of the year there is a new king that is born. Halfway through the year, he's about mid-age. 2/3 through the year, he is getting in his he is becoming like an elder. And then at the end of the year, in the winter solstice, he is dying of old age.
Because he got no social security.
No. No social. No.
I'm just saying, if you
it's like really,
he got no social security for no money, so he ate Denny's for the rest of his life, and then he got fucking overweight, and then he fucking died from syrup and pancake and waffle
that's IHOP. He went to IHOP. But no, anyway, so it's like if you've like
IHOP,
really,
whatever.
It's like
they serve the same shit.
It's like,
juggling boobs.
How about you like throw boobs randomly in the middle of breakfast conversation? It's like we're talking about IHOP and pancakes, and you're like juggling boobs.
Hey, juggling boobs. Always want them. Doesn't matter what time of the day
it doesn't matter.
Can we breakfast time?
Boobs are always great.
Hey.
Okay, so what was the first boobs you ever touched? If you say your mother's, then you're right.
Hey,
but
what if I can check it out, dude?
Just kidding. That was a totally fucking conversation.
Anytime in the morning, if I was to get up in the morning and like fucking a chick that I just happened to like be with that morning, just like whipped her boobie, I was like, boobs in the morning on a plate, like, alright, cool with me.
Would you say that reminds you of your mom?
No.
Because she kind of did that to you as a kid.
Well, as a kid,
she was like, you know what? You just woke up. You look like you need to be fed. Boo.
No, I don't. I would not put that association with my mom because I mean, when you're an infant or whatever, you've got no choice of when your mom's gonna decide to breastfeed you or bottle feed you or formula feed you or whatever. So if I mean,
but you do because you can reject it as a kid.
Well, you can try, but she's still gonna be like, "Eat it, you stupid bastard!" No.
Did your mom do that to you? Because my mom did do that to me.
Your mom did that to you?
No, my mom didn't do that to me. Did she do that to you?
I don't know.
Did your mom
I don't remember that
rape
early.
you? Did your mom tit rape you as a kid?
I don't remember that early in my life.
Okay, well, as long as you admit that.
All right.
Anyway, no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
I think we're done.
No. What was the question? Because you have not asked the question that your friend asked you on Facebook.
I did.
What was it?
Fuck, not. It's Book of Face.
Okay, well, what did your friend ask you on Book of Face?
Benji, we don't need to get fucking sued, you douchebag. I might be drunk, I'm not stupid.
We don't need to get sued. Book of Face.
We're gonna get goddamn
I said
sued.
Book of Face. What the fuck did they ask you? Answer me that.
Get the...
Guys,
we already answered
this. This is totally acid drugs. I'll say I'm the coolest fucking co-host. This is the best host ever. I'm the coolest co-host.
I declare this end of Acid Jokes episode number 3.
No!
Night, bitches.
No, bitch! Bye. No!